Welcome to Her Break Room Podcast. Thanks for being here. I am your host, Dr. Tasheka Cox. I am a mental wellness coach, a psychotherapist, a speaker, a consultant, and an author. But today, I come here simply to represent her. All of the hers out there who are carrying it all and who are tired of holding everything together in silence. Here is her space, her time, her opportunity to pause, to breathe, and finally to lay down the invisible mental and emotional that she's been carrying for far too long. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the invisible mental and emotional load, it is that unseen cognitive and emotional labor that many of us women carry, especially those of us that are mothers, caregivers, and leaders. It's that never ending mental checklist of household tasks, children's activities, family appointments, family commitments, friendship relationships, community involvement, work responsibilities, and so much more. It can be exhausting and overwhelming. But for some reason, society tries to convince us that it's just a part of life. And so we should just suck it up. Unfortunately, I believe that lie, and I paid a great price for it. First, let me start by telling you why this is so important to me, because this isn't just some theoretical concept. It's deeply personal for me. For years, I struggled with the weight of the invisible load. I was juggling motherhood, marriage, my career, caregiving, church responsibilities, community involvement. You name it, I was doing it. I thought I had that cape on my back. You know the one. That one that makes you think that you can handle everything, that you can do everything. Yeah, I had that one. Well, the weight of that cape, it nearly took me out, y'all. One day, while I was at work, feeling utterly exhausted from all of the things that I had to do, all of the things that were on my plate, I fainted. Literally, I passed out at work. My boss had to call an ambulance, which rushed to my job and had to take me straight to the hospital. I was feeling so embarrassed. That's probably not what I should have been thinking about or feeling at the time. Probably should have been fair, but no, it was embarrassment. But when I got to that hospital, I remember laying there and thinking to myself, like, how did I get here? What happened? But that moment, that was my wake up call. That was my aha moment. And I realized that the life that I was living, it wasn't sustainable and it wasn't healthy and it wasn't even cute. And I knew something had to change. After that experience, I decided to take some drastic steps. I spent several years going on this journey of attending silent retreats, diving deep into self care practices, grounding myself in prayer and scripture, developing a meditation and yoga practice, even jet setting across the world. I was just trying to find anything to help me find relief that I so desperately needed at the time. Those practices were all extremely healing and transformative, but something was missing, y'all. And after reflecting on my situation, I realized that I had learned to push myself beyond my limits from watching my own mother do the same. So I went straight to her. I wanted to understand her experience better so that I can fully understand my own. When I sat down and talked to my mom, it was a very powerful and eye-opening experience. See, my mom is a Jamaican woman who had children during some very challenging times. Her and my father, they fought hard to move our family from the island to the States with the very little that they had. So I have a deep sense of compassion and empathy for what she has to endure. As we sat down and began talking, I asked her, Mom, how did you manage raising 5 kids, working full time, and being actively involved in your church and the community without losing yourself in the process? She shared honestly that while she loved all of her roles, they weighed her down heavily. She talked about experiencing burnout and neglect by neglecting her own needs. She shared with me some of those unseen tasks that she was responsible for, that no one knew just how much she was carrying mentally and emotionally. And for her, the only way that she was able to manage all of that invisible weight was to lean heavily on her faith. Hear this, it really helped me to understand how common this experience is, especially among women who strive to be strong for everyone else around them and rarely give themselves permission to prioritize their own well-being. That's why I am so grateful for my mom. She showed me that so many of us carry this weight. No matter where we come from, no matter what our status is, we all share that in common. Now I can say I am thankful for my hospitalization experience because it forced me to face my reality. I learned the hard way that pushing through without breaks wasn't strength. It was a recipe for disaster. My journey, it taught me a lot. I discovered powerful strategies on how to prioritize my mental, emotional, and physical well-being. I learned to genuinely balance my responsibilities without guilt and without judgment. It is those realizations that transformed my life. It allowed me to reclaim my health, my joy, and my peace. And that's also why this podcast exists. Her break room is a space where none of us should have to navigate the overwhelming, invisible mental and emotional load we carry alone. Here, you'll find strategies to set healthy boundaries, rewrite those internal negative narratives that has been holding you back, reclaim your time, reclaim your peace, reclaim your voice and your well-being. Together, we'll learn how to breathe, believe, and begin again with each inhale and exhale. We'll also learn from some inspiring guests who will share their journeys and how they were able to lighten their own loads. If any of this that you've heard today resonate with you, please subscribe, share, comment, or like this podcast. That's a wrap for me. But before I go, I want you to know that I am so very thankful for you joining me here today in her break room. And remember, you deserve peace. You deserve rest. You deserve a break. Until next time, take care of yourself and don't forget